welcome to the weekly review of Sean Serak. I am Sean the Kid Senior, and of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike. How we doing? How we doing today? What's today? Wednesday. See my girl. Paige came in and threw me off with the days. So today is Wednesday. How are you doing today?
You never know the days, but you know it is what it is. And to our live listeners, you heard my country come out. But to our live listeners, this will be a special late edition of the weekly review. And to everyone else that listens, this is still our normal show, and we're in for some good laughs.
Weekly review uncut.
Know what? Yeah, okay. So how are you doing, man? How are you doing? This is the end of the second month of the year almost.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. February's kind of flown by. Obviously still Black History Month. And, you know, I was just thinking about, it's Black History Month. And I know, I mean, it is what it is. I don't go crazy, but I kind of wish that I would get like hey, Serak, happy Black History Month. You know, because like when it's Veterans Day, it's like, hey man, thanks for serving. Or when it's Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Black History Month. It's just like, congrats, you get February, which, you know, for some reason, it never seems to be in a leap year. I keep waiting, and I figured that 2022 would be a leap year, but it's not. So
the leap year got thrown. I know it's every 4 years, but
was it in 2020?
I guess somewhere like between, was it 2020 or was it 2019? Somewhere I got thrown off, and I've been off ever since.
Leap year? It was 2020. Wow, we're probably dealing with COVID. That's why I was like, I don't really care.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's been so COVID brain and COVID everything else. You forget everything that you normally do. You
need this that year to go by as fast as possible. Listen, let's skip the leap year. Last thing we need is an extra day or two with all this nonsense going on. But either way, we got a week left.
So far, so good. You know, masks are coming off. Concerts are building back up again. Bonnaroo's about to start again. Coachella's coming up again. You know.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: in your opinion, is COVID over? I don't know. Is the Russian thing the new
on
thing?
A plane? COVID is definitely not over on a plane. I'm masking up. If I can wear 2 masks on a plane, I just might. I'm just saying that those tin cans, true. Man, there's something else.
That is very, very true. It's funny. I went to Suncoast Credit Union earlier this week, and I usually bank with Fifth Third. I do both of them, but my main account is usually with Fifth Third, and I can go into the branch, no mask, no nothing, whatever, talk. I usually don't. I go through the drive-thru mostly, but I had to go into Suncoast for a particular reason, and I'm they're about to close, so I'm running up there. I get in and I grab a door handle, and I just look. It's like, you can't come into the branch without a mask. And of course I don't have one with me. So I do the whole lap around and go to the drive-thru, and I'm just pissy face. Just come on, you guys. I was about to give you some new business, but now my mind has changed. So protect yourself still out there, stay healthy. Because
you got to wash your hands. That's the big thing. You keep washing your hands.
Yeah. Just because you don't have to wear a mask doesn't mean you can just also just be dirty all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. So people have been smelling good lately because we only been smelling our own breath. So let's keep that up. Let's keep it.
Right. Nose blind to your own breath, which is actually true. Like you really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, unless your breath is just straight funky.
Now, me on a Sunday morning, I'm telling you, my breath does not exist on a Sunday. Yeah. Don't come over unplanned on a Sunday, because I guarantee you're not gonna like what comes out of my mouth. The words maybe, but not the hot air.
Yeah, morning breath is. I don't care if you are a dentist or you have the best dental hygiene in the world. Like you can win an award for this. You're gonna have morning breath, and I hate when I see the movies where like the couples wake up in the morning. Oh, hey, babe. Hey, babe. I'm like, yo, that does not happen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, babe.
No. There's no full on. No. Yeah. It's like, hey, are you?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dude, and I got drool and like crust on the side of my lips and stuff. Like, oh, God, what is it? One eye is bloodshot. Like,
There's no real romance in the morning. It's just, hey, it's the morning. I want, and you,
Oh man. So what we got today? What we got on the little rundown here?
Oh, so for today's show, let's see here. For today's show, Kanye goes silent. You won Howard Goes No Limit, and Octopussy Farming. These are all some very interesting stories. And trust me, you'll like to hear them all. But first, let's go ahead and jump into this first one. Kanye goes silent. Want to go ahead and fill us in what you got?
Yeah. And Sean, I want to apologize real quick because I kept saying, before we start recording, I kept saying Octopussy, and I didn't, it's not a habit, but I was just saying it. And I think you just said it now. I put that in your head. So I apologize for that. So we apologize. We mean to say octopus, but the other one is just,
No, I think I said what I meant. I think I said what I meant.
So yay, man. Kanye, obviously majority of the world knows who he is. Has been quite the attention seeker the past couple weeks or month or whatever you want to call it. So two things. First thing, documentary dropped called Genius, but spelled Genius. Dropped.
Why make that so much harder? I don't. I saw the title. I'm like, really?
Some people are just want to be different. It premiered.
That's a lot extra.
It premiered last week. It's a 3-part docuseries. The second episode actually premiered yesterday on the 23rd. Pretty good. So like, I am. How do I say this? I'm a fan of, I guess, hustle and motivation and all that stuff. And I mean, if you follow music, and you're, I would say, over 28, 30, you obviously know when Kanye first started with the whole Through the Wire, and I forgot the name of the first album, but the College Dropout, I think it was.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, did you really forget the name of the first one?
Yep, I know, right? When he was way more humble, and everybody says this about musicians, when they have the mixtapes or when they first start off, they just seem more hungry, which, I mean, it's just that's how it is.
This is true.
But the documentary kind of goes back to when, his childhood. Obviously, each episode is a progression until now. His childhood, which was very interesting. He had a very loving mother and caring, and she played a big role in his music.
Amazing mom. Yeah. She was a college professor. She had a doctorate.
She was a teacher, right? An English teacher.
Yeah, she was a professor, English professor. I think she held a doctorate. I'm pretty sure. So I mean, amazing woman.
Yes.
Kanye hit the lotto for moms. I'm just saying.
Yes. So Kanye first started off as a producer, which, I mean, he still is now, and obviously he's also a rapper, musician. I mean, he's a lot of things.
But a lot of people don't know he's the producer of a lot of Jay-Z's.
Exactly.
That's a lot. People don't know that's kind of where he got to start.
So back in the day, like, if you was a producer, you was just a producer. You didn't mingle with the other things. Like it's. I mean, even to today, it's hard to be really good at two different things. So Kanye will make beats for these big name artists and ones that we know, like you said, Jay-Z, DMX, and some others. And it pretty much shows him going from Chicago to moving to New York to, I mean, he would go into like Rockefeller, their corporate office, and it's weird. He'd go in there, he'd have his CD, his mixtape, whatever, he'd play it for like, he was playing it for like one of the receptionists or maybe the executive producer there, whoever it was. I don't even know how he got in there, but it was very like humbling.
That's how I got in there. He was hungry.
He was humble, and he just kept repeating like things like, I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna do this. Basically, who he is now, besides obviously the craziness that's portrayed, and it was amazing. And the big thing that I really enjoyed is his buddy, that was the comedian, started off as a comedian, that decided to do a documentary on Kanye. So his boy.
What was the name? What was his name? I can't remember his name.
I'll see if you can look it up. But
I'll look it up. You go ahead.
But his friend, boy, buddy, whatever you want to call it, basically, saw what Kanye could be, and just was like, yo, I want to do a documentary on you in your career or your life. And to make that assumption when someone's kind of just first starting, because I mean, the hip hop and producer and the music industry is extremely competitive. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, we all know people who are artists. I mean, an artist is anything. Just because you don't have a lot of followers or streams doesn't mean you're not good. But basically, it's saturated. It's a lot. And
Yeah,
to
it's a
see,
very saturated market. And just to butt in this for real
right,
quick, the name of that comedian, mostly shot by Clarence Cootie
Cl-
Simmons.
Cootie. That's what it was, Cootie.
Cootie. Yeah, who also narrates the
Right.
film over the course of more than 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So he,
According to the slate, Genius began in the late 1990s with West as an up-and-coming producer, making
mhm,
tracks for the likes of Foxy Brown and
yep.
Harlem World, and ends in 2020 amid West's chaotic run for the presidency of the United States.
Yep. Yep. So like how,
No spoilers,
like,
because I mean, we all know it's Kanye West.
how, like you truly have to like be all in and believe that whoever you filming is gonna make it. Because if Kanye just fell off and whatever something happened, we wouldn't. I mean, Cootie,
No,
whatever his name is, would have just wasted years of his life filming someone who we've never heard of. I mean, yeah, I
wouldn't
guess it would have
know.
been great for
Yeah.
Kanye and his grandchildren to look at in the future. But I think that's just amazing. And the guy obviously has the eye for talent. Anyway, great docuseries. Check it out. It may change some things, some opinions of the Kanye now, and you kind of can see like how he got to where
Well,
he is. What are you
well,
gonna
see,
say?
here's my thing about Kanye. So I'm a fan of Kanye. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Because you can't just say, that's the thing. You can't just say you're a fan of Kanye anymore. Like, you can't just say, oh, I'm a fan of Michael Jackson. You have to preface it with something. But
Right.
okay. So I am a fan of Kanye. I've been with him since College Dropout. I knew that he's producing some of
Graduation.
these songs on Foxy Brown and
Yep.
on Jay-Z. I already kind of knew what because if you listen to those songs and you listen to College Dropout, those same types of beats are there. So
Yeah.
you can kind of hear it.
And remember, that's mostly him making the beats.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was a fan. College Dropout hit. I mean, I know I wore through that CD. I'm telling you, I wore through it. I mean,
I burned
that's
it
all
like 20
we got in
times.
my car. Yeah, we got in my car. You knew that what you were hearing, and when 808's Heartbreak came out, it was pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
So I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But just like you have to preface things when you talk about Michael Jackson or some other controversial artists, you got to preface Kanye West. Do I like Kanye West's personal actions? No.
Well, no. Now, when you say personal actions, are you basing that off of what you see in the media, or like just what you compile together yourself? Because, like, the media can make you look like a terrible person if they really want to.
Oh yeah, I mean, you and I both know it's all about editing. Editing can make you look great, or it can make you look like you're 2 feet tall or 100 feet tall. I mean, that's all editing. So we know this. But when you can watch not just one source, but numerous sources, so not just the media, but if you are a follower of him, you follow him on like Twitter or Instagram or some other service, you can see some of his rants and things of that nature. And then you go to, I mean, leaving the media, but then you talk about his friends. Jay-Z and him were not quite as tight, after
maybe he knew something we didn't know.
Exactly. I mean, and we all knew Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne is still to this day is probably at least in the top 10 of the all-time records. I mean, I love that easily. Yeah, I
love that album.
I don't know anyone who didn't.
Start to finish.
Yeah, easy. That was an easy start to finish album. Easy. I think the most from that one, No Stronger. I like that one too, but I had to be Kendrick Lamar's DNA was the next album I listened to that was start to finish like that.
Okay.
It wasn't, they set a tone with that, and they know they did. But then he came out kind of beside himself. Not really the Kanye that he portrays in his music, but the Kanye he portrays, for the last 15 years, the last 6 years of Kanye.
Do you think
kind of different?
The big change? Do you remember when I think it was his graduation album. I'm not sure. The one with that hit song with T-Pain. It was what was it? What was it? With T-Pain.
It was funny as I'm playing the song in my head, but I can't remember the exact title of the song.
Good Life. Good Life.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Good Life. But so
and that's actually like one of my like popular like get ready to like work out songs or after workout songs because it keeps you hyped.
Make me feel good about myself.
Welcome to the Good Life. Hey, you still kicking it. That's a good
that
life.
Was when that album dropped. But remember that it was that whole ordeal with him and 50 Cent. Like they were competing. Like who would have the most album sales, and it was the big show on like 106 in Park back when it was actually a show. Do you think
Yeah.
that was kind of like for him? And you could say I could say it's when his mom died too, but like you think that and his mom dying was like kind of like the turning point where he went from
Yeah.
like lovable, family name Kanye to, ranting Twitter, Instagram Kanye? Or do you think it was more like when he married the Kardashians?
I think it was a gradual shift. I think it started after his mom passed, because that's a moment in your life, even if you're not all that close with your moms.
Right.
When your mom's passed, that's your, even if it's not your solid rock,
if your
that's
dad's not around.
Yeah, that's the one person you knew in this life, and now she's not there.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, that hurt him.
And the documentary, and that's why, like, I want you to watch that documentary, because then you'll be able to see, like, okay, I see why he freaking went off the edge when she died.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I haven't watched the documentary yet, and this is coming from probably other Kanye fans too. I don't want it to change my perception of Kanye too much.
Why not?
Because you see a person in one light.
Okay.
All right. And documentaries these days, the documentary can make you look bad or good.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And with the already out there information we have about Kanye, he's already, his personal life, as far as I'm concerned, that's your personal life. That's, you're an artist, but you're allowed to leave your own personal life.
Right.
That's how I feel. But that's going to affect your fans. It's going to kind of make some fans kind of question you a little bit, especially the younger ones. They're going to be like, oh, well, why aren't you this way? Life isn't monolithic. I'm sorry.
So you're saying like his character should also like kind of be parallel with his music, right? Because you can't it'd be hard to like listen to a really good artist that's really popular. You like him, you love him, and then like he stands for everything you're against at the same time.
Exactly. It's like, so he supported Trump. All right. But we don't talk about, I'm not,
and he ran for presidency, right?
Yeah. I'm not talking about politics here. I'm talking about something else. Just bear with him. So of course he supported Trump. And I'm not saying Trump was a racist or not a racist. That's up to other people to decide that. But what I'm saying is, what if after he supported Trump, he came out and said, you know what? I don't really
Slavery was a choice. Remember he said that?
Yeah, exactly. I don't really like who I am now. This isn't me. I'm more on to, I want to be with this side of not my heritage, but my upbringing. And he chooses, that one white ancestor he has way, 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 way back in the day. And now all of a sudden he doesn't like black people.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah. Starts ranting and raving against black people. Am I still going to sit there and say, "Yay, buy all the music"? It's not going to happen.
People act like they forgot about that.
Yeah, people do. People do. I mean, I didn't. I didn't. That's what I say. That's when he became shaky after Watch the Throne, because he disappeared. But when he did all that, not just the Trump thing, but the whole thing, when he did all that mess, that's when he became kind of like, I like your music, but I just don't know about you. And then I don't know if you saw recently, but he's releasing Donda 2 on this little device called a STEM device. Yeah, not to be confused with STEM, not the science and technology, but it's math.
Yeah, not what's actually important.
Yeah, no. This little device costs $200, and it just has his album on it. Who spends $200 on an album?
Doesn't he own that outright? That device.
Does the person own that outright? Or does
Kanye, there's no middleman.
There's no middleman. That was pure private, basically, for him. And that's what he said. He made I think 200 million in the first few hours that it was released. Who's buying $200 albums? I'm a big fan, but I'm not buying your album for $200. This is not going to happen.
I thought it was you'd be able to kind of with, remember Tidal, like Jay-Z's streaming service. I mean, I don't know if it's still around, but I think it's around and now it's free. Well, yeah, because
You know, a little plug there for title.
listen, at the end of the day, like honestly, I support artists like wanting to do this, having their
And
own
being
exclusive
innovative.
rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay somebody to, to be the middleman. I mean, everybody has to get paid, but like you should be able to
Yeah.
rake in
Someone's
majority of
gotta
the profits.
find you
Right.
and support you, but you shouldn't have to be stuck to that person for the rest of
Right.
your career.
Or it shouldn't be 50-50. It should be 90-10 or 80-20.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
should be a lot more of a fair concept,
But
because you, as an artist, you're creating something from nothing, literally.
right. But I will say this: it's just like with Tidal and the STEM player. Like it is extremely hard to compete with a Spotify or an Apple Music.
Yeah.
It's just, or Amazon Music. It's just they just have, they got the money, they got the leverage, they have, everything that most single artists wouldn't. And that's where I do have respect for Kanye, because like I see what he's starting. Everything he's doing is his own brand. I mean, yeah, he's a musician, but you got the Yeezys, you got the whole church thing he's doing. You got, whatever. I don't know if he's still with. I mean, Yeezys are part of Adidas, I believe. But like,
I think he's still part of Adidas.
He's trying to be self-made without actually having to make. I mean, I'm not saying music is something you don't make, but like having like, an original
not having music
idea.
be his sole source of
like you think Elon Musk, you think PayPal, you think Tesla, you think SpaceX, you think of Jeff Bezos, you think Amazon.
And while all those three of those, except PayPal, while all three of those have an engine, they're actually three different complete industries that he's a part of and making bank from it. Bezos, same way. Bezos, he has his own airline now, basically, not just a couple of airplanes. He has his own airline, fleet of airplanes flying our Amazon products across the U.S. and overseas, And this is a guy who literally started out as a front man for Taco Bell.
Hello.
I believe, I know it was some restaurant. I'm pretty sure it was Taco Bell. He was a front man for Taco Bell. And now he is the richest man in the entire world.
Yeah, but not saying like they deserve it more than him or anything like that. It's just that, I'll say this, and this is where
I would definitely not say that they deserve it more than him. Hell no.
This is where I do give Kanye a lot of credit, is going from being a musician, a producer, rapper, whatever, to like what he's achieved beyond that. And I think a lot of people kind of forget, like, this dude has done a lot. He may seem crazy. I mean, maybe he is, but you got to be crazy to get to that level. And
Michael Jackson was very secluded in himself, but people thought all Michael Jackson was involved in was just music. Then after he passed, you find out that he's in like food and restaurants and casinos. You find he's in all types of other businesses.
When you got money like that, you spread it out.
Yeah, you diversify. That's what you do. And so I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him for even being innovative and selling a device. What I'm mad at is you're selling a device that costs maybe $5 to make.
Yeah, but he has he has a cult following, and they will buy that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're willing to buy
that's what so many
$400 shoes, they're definitely going to buy a $200 iPod Nano, whatever that is.
400 isn't the Yeezys like 600 or something, or 800? I know they're up there. I'm not buying a pair. To be quite honest, I don't like the shoe. I'm not going to say what I think about the shoe, but I'm not a fan of the shoe. But everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I just think But here's the thing. The Back to the Back to the Future shoe that Nike made. Oh, I love that shoe. I think that's one of the coolest shoes in the fucking world. So don't go off my taste. I like that.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. But it's like, Kanye, how you like, find God or whatever, whatever he's on right now. He's building these churches. He's a pastor. Like, bro, like Jesus wouldn't charge $400 for a pair of, some Bethlehem sandals.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can turn this water into wine, but it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you.
I think that's
what it's gonna cost.
That's probably. I guess that's kind of my problem, is that a lot of people buying Kanye's music are, people that look like him, and these
or want to be him.
Yeah, or want to be him. And not saying they need more help than anybody else, but it seems like you're just saying, well, if you're the ones that are going to follow me, or well, give me your money.
Yeah,
you know, it seems a little off there. it seems
subscribe
like
to the membership for
yeah,
$50 a month or something ridiculous, you know.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, so check out the documentary though. Whenever you get time, it's on Netflix. It's like I said, it's free to watch now. Who knows what Kanye will do in the next 24 hours, and next it's not on there or whatever. But the
next
second part
time,
of this,
let me tell you this: the next album that he releases, actually pretty much any artist releases, what I'm really thinking about doing now that he did what he did for Donda on Donda 1 is as soon as that album's released, downloading it, rip it, so I actually have the real album, and then when they go decide after the fact to go in and change stuff, I actually still have my real music.
Exactly.
Because I'm mad. There's like 3 good songs that he took off the Donda first, and I'm like, come on, man.
Like, who is giving you the keys to all this? But by the way, so listeners, just real talk, because you guys are ever wondering, we're still free. You don't got to pay us $200 to listen to us talk back and forth.
No,
this is
but
free.
We'll definitely take some donations if you want to.
We will.
You want to hit that donation button? $1, 50 cents, $5. We'll take it. It's tax season. Exactly.
I know you guys are out there with those PPP loans with all that money. Go ahead and donate to your favorite crew over here. But the second part of this,
and before I go any further, if you are watching us live, go ahead and leave us a comment in the comments. Ask a question. We are now going to start reading some of your comments live. On our show and answer some of your questions. And just to reply to one comment, actually 2 comments. Vic Penagos, thank you. You the man as well. And Nikki Singh,
that's my sister.
Thank you. Whoever Cooper said you guys are awesome.
My family got to get
awesome
off
as well.
They got to get off this. Remember our first call in was my cousin. I'm like,
oh yeah, I do remember that. Years ago.
Give a phone to your neighbor so at least it feels real. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so second part of this with the whole Kanye, and then we'll go to the next topic here. So he Donda 2, which is, and by the way, Donda is the name of his mother. I mean, I knew that, but I kind of got reminded when I was watching the doc. Was supposed to drop on February 22nd, I believe, on that STEM player, but that didn't happen. Either way, he did a live performance or a listening party to down in Miami at the Lone Depot Arena, which was free to watch if you were on YouTube. Very well put together. I mean, it
was free to watch. I thought it was. I didn't know it was free to watch.
So. Wow, I was watching it. I don't know if it's free to watch, but it was free for me. But if you had the sound off, the best visuals I've seen, I mean, I wasn't there, but whoever, the cameraman, whoever put the production team that put it together did an amazing job. It was amazing. I was like, oh, is this a movie or something? It was like a play. It's like these listening parties are like plays now, live plays. But there was
the burning down the house was insane. That was I saw that part. That was crazy. But those people's lungs are like burning.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Who got all this smoking here? There was one part. So I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched maybe like 20, 25 minutes where they were playing his song. I don't know if the song is called Easy, but they repeat Easy in the chorus. And Kanye was, rapping or yada, 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 yada as the song was going on. And the mic was kind of like, the audio was kind of like in and out. I thought it was my computer at first. I was like, why can't I really hear him that well? And I kid you not. And I watched this live. 10 seconds later, Kanye's rapping, you could see like the anger in his face a little bit. And he just throws the microphone. Like the stage was like kind of like watery a little bit, but he just throws the microphone and he's got his like rainbow outfit on. And like the music is still playing. And it just kept saying easy. And then Kanye's just sitting there pissed, just vibing to his own music. This went on for like 15 minutes. Like I was like,
I only saw like maybe 5 seconds of that, maybe 5-10 seconds of it. And you could tell just in that 5 or 10 seconds, someone has messed up. Someone's really messed up and someone's getting fired.
Yeah. It's like and Kanye's sitting there with his, he had these like color contacts and he looks like a very upset like drag queen a little bit because the contacts kind of made him look a little feminine. So he's just, and then
watch that concert because I didn't know it was free. I thought he was charging. I thought he was charging everywhere for that concert. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Just Figured he can get more views. But then like as this is going on, another guy walks up that's dressed in all black and gives Kanye a handshake. So I'm like, okay, who's this guy? And I'm looking, and it's freaking Marilyn Manson. So you got Kanye with no microphone, just standing there looking pissed. And then Marilyn Manson doesn't have a mic either. I don't know what he was. He was just kind of just following Kanye, and they were just like giving each other dap, like they ain't seen each other in like 20 years. Like, hey, what's up? And the music is just in the background playing, but there's no like lyrics. It's just easy. And finally,
didn't Marilyn Manson come on just after a gospel song? Wasn't like the previous track? I saw the track list. I'm pretty sure the previous track. I'm gonna pull it up in a second. I'm sure pretty sure the previous track was like a gospel song. So of all the people that have come up on your own stage with you is Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, imagine going to like a church service, and it's the greatest church service you ever go to, and then like halfway through, the pastor's like, "But I need to test you guys. I need to test to see if you guys are really loyal to Jesus." And then a whole bunch of people dressed in like devil costumes just start appearing and singing and stuff. Like that's exactly what that transition was. And then eventually, after an awkwardness for about 20 minutes, a new song comes on, and it's the one with Alicia Keys, their most recent song. You can listen to it on most streaming services.
He's melting on that song, I'm telling you.
But like, so the camera, because Kanye is the only one like on stage at the time, so the camera has really nowhere to go, and it's dark in the arena. So I mean, you're not going to just show like dark stands, and it cuts to Alicia Keys, and she's on her piano, but you can tell she's like, she's kind of like looking around like,
what is going on here?
Works. Yeah. So she finally sits down and she does her singing part, and another guy comes. I don't know. They kind of like just improvise for a little bit. So like the featured artists on whatever song it is are like singing their parts because they have microphones, and Kanye is just like next to them, just mad and just touching his headset, trying to probably like getting instructions from the audio guy. Eventually, they get it to work, but like you can tell, like I don't know, Kanye probably had a breakdown after this performance. You can tell like he was just like, what the hell just happened? I blew this up so much.
He was done.
Yeah,
he was done.
And
he's like, did you watch the previous concert?
No, I don't understand these listening.
That's pretty good. It was the previous one was pretty good. I came in, actually it started like 2 hours late. Apparently, I thought it was gonna be late getting to it because we were watching a movie, and it like flashed up there because I thought it was gonna be a charge and it ended up being free. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just check it out. And I thought I was like 2 hours late because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning before I actually like saw this notification, and it just started.
Yeah, well, you can rewatch it to where it'll seem like it's alive, but. And at the beginning,
I saw on Twitter. It had literally just started. People were complaining like he's like 2 hours late.
So like I don't know if was last time you've been to a concert, but usually when they have like a really big headliner, there's a lot of people before the headliner. And with Kanye, if you were watching the stream, it was like you said, 2.5 hours of just a heartbeat, like a loading screen, pretty much. So you go from that to the show to him losing his mic. To just, I mean, it was good if everything went like how it's supposed to, but all this for an album, it's like, man, this better be, you better change my thought process by listening to this.
Well, let's talk about the music a little bit because I mean, the scenes you can see on Instagram are they're just funny. I mean, there's memes of him throwing a mic. There's memes of him bobbing his head, like you just said. I mean, the memes they're running crazy with the memes right now.
You kind of just if you're a meme, if they make you a meme, you just kind of have to accept it as like a crown or an award or something. Like,
I'm just waiting for it because it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if like wait till I do a show and I'm like a little intoxicated, then my country really is gonna come out. Then I'm gonna be a meme, guarantee you.
How you boys doing?
Exactly.
Sean's from South Carolina. That's that South Carolina
you
coming
got jokes.
Out. Yeah, that's that SC coming out. When they ain't running people over during parades, they usually drinking moonshine or whatever the hell y'all do. I'm kidding. I'm sure
we like our moonshine. But anyway, so this is the couple songs you did. Were they worth anything? I mean, decent, not decent, trash.
I mean, it's really. I'm not a concert guy. I don't like going to concerts because I always feel like when I listen to music, whether it's on a CD or through a streaming service, and us being, podcasters, and we deal with a lot of audio equipment and video equipment.
Yeah.
Like I rather have, I know it's great to see like your idol, whoever it is, like actually see them. I mean, unless you got terrible tickets, but like I rather just hear the music or song in the best quality possible. You know what I mean? Because like concerts is like, people's real voice sometimes sound terrible when they're singing or rapping over their song, because they sound tired. Oh yeah, they're sweating. Like, bro, like just let it autoplay or something and mouth or something.
So I haven't been to too many rap concerts because of that one reason.
You was at the NWA concert back in '85, right?
You got a joke. But yeah, because of that one reason, they really, studio rap sounds so much better than on stage. Kanye West and a few of the newer rappers, they're changing that. They're trying to bring more of the tune into it, Right. But historically, it hasn't sounded. You have a stage full of hype guys, like, yeah. It just hasn't been good.
Well, I will say this: the streaming, though, like the live streams, it's better quality now. Like I can watch a live stream concert in like 480p. I'm like, yo, what are these pixels moving back and forth?
No, hell no. But people who like actually sing their songs, I love going to those kind of concerts, because normally they're belting if they're not tired. Like here lately, like they've been getting tired. I guess they got too many dates from their thing or something. I don't know. So sometimes you like halfway through their set, they're like,
and then the crowd is
you're like, okay, just
encore,
stop.
Encore. Like, please, no more, please. No, you guys didn't pay for an encore.
Exactly. But if they're ones who don't have too many dates out there and have been touring for a while, so they don't know how the games play. Yeah, I'm all over that. Because I've been in some good concerts. Luther Vandross. Hootie and the Blowfish. That's actually a really good concert. Surprisingly enough.
I believe you. Was that in South Carolina?
Hey, it was. Shut your mouth.
Probably at the house. But yeah, it's. I think a lot more musicians will start doing the live streams, which is cool. Let's try it out, see how it goes. But definitely check out the documentary. Check out his album. I'm sure it'll be good. I don't think he'll disappoint. And hopefully we have something, an album to review next week or maybe the week after. But coming up next. What were we talking about? The Michigan?
Coming up next, Juwan Howard goes no limit.
No limit.
Here's a quick little, in case you missed it, it is.
This was Sunday, right? This past Sunday.
Yeah, this is Juwan Howard.
In case you don't know who Juwan Howard is, he is the head coach of the Michigan college basketball team. And he also was one of the members of the Fab Five back in the 90s. Michigan's kind of like, I don't know, popular, historic bad boy college team who pretty much changed. Oh, your screen is a little blurry. Pretty much changed the game.
I'm waiting for the internet to catch up.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, so
blurry is all mess.
Juwan Howard, this is his second year coaching. He did well last year, as far as first time head coach, and took him to the March Madness tournament. I forgot how they did. Not too shabby. They made it past a couple rounds, but eventually lost. And if you guys don't follow college basketball, on Sunday, there's a Big Ten matchup between obviously the Wolverines and the Wisconsin Badgers. Now, both teams kind of sucked this year. So obviously not a lot of people watched. Yeah, they kind of sucked this year.
Serak, my co-host Serak the mic, just so you know, send all hate mail to him.
Please send me all hate mail, especially from Wisconsin. Just saying. Yeah, because we're taking Aaron Rodgers down here in Tampa. But so at the end of the game, in the handshake line, which all teams are required to do, coaches shake hands, players shake hands, whatever. It's just a sportsmanship type thing. But before that, so in basketball, there's a lot of unwritten rules. So at the end of games, whatever team is winning, whether it's usually by a blowout, or clearly the other team is not gonna, make some miraculous comeback in the last final seconds. Usually the team winning kind of dribbles out the ball. They just play it out. There's nobody plays defense. It's not intense anymore. And the Wisconsin coach on an inbound play with, I think, a minute and some change left, they were already up, I think, 15 points. So obviously Michigan's not going to win the game.
You can see the score, 77 to 63 right here.
Right.
If you look to the center of your screen.
Yep. So he called, and actually that's the coach right there that's frozen up in the little Twitter feed right there. He called a timeout, which is kind of frowned upon because you're kind of extending the game, even though clearly you've already won. And a lot of losing teams don't like that. One, it's, like I said, it's frowned upon. And two, when you're already losing and you lost the game, you're probably not in the best mood to kind of sit here and deal with the rest of deal with them making timeouts for no reason. So fast forward into the game, they do the handshake line, and
we are. This is playing now. This is the handshake line going forward.
And for those of you who are listening, so basically the coaches meet in the handshake line first, I believe. I can't really see it, but
and you can see they're having words. Juwan Howard, you can tell even with the mask on, there's having some words. He pushes, the team comes and gets the other coach, pulls him away. Juwan Howard, actually, you just saw there, he throws a swing towards the other coach in the post-game handshake line, and you can see the aftermath of that was all the players, of course, have a little shuffle.
Right.
But so that is the gist of what happened.
So the big ordeal was, obviously when the coaches were shaking hands or about to shake hands, Wisconsin coach kind of grabbed them by the arm. You could tell it was already kind of like a heated, maybe they were saying something. I mean, you can't hear what they're saying, obviously. And Juwan Howard was wearing a mask as well. So he pulled it down. Once he pulled it down, I was like, oh, they about to go at it. He pulled his mask down. He don't care. And next thing you know, little scuffle starts, they're buffing each other, the usual, F you, F that, whatever. And as they're holding Juwan Howard back from arguing, now at first the report was Juwan Howard threw a punch. Now, come on, you both know the difference between somebody reaching to slap you and trying to knock you out. It's
and as and as we saw,
it was, they were making it seem like he closed his fist and swung, which no, that's not what happened. But either way, as a head coach, you got to set the example, right? Your players are 17 to 21, 22 at the oldest, right? So, especially
as Juwan Howard knows, he was there at one point in time. He came up through the ranks himself.
Exactly. So, and especially as a second year coach, that's extremely frowned upon. And in Michigan being the university as it is, I mean, whether you like them or not, they're always considered a prestigious school. They've been around for long enough, thousands of years.
Are you just saying that because you went to Michigan?
Well, no, but it's true. They get paid. They usually are, I wouldn't say overhyped, but they're a media team. They're kind of like Ohio State, or they're kind of like the Florida or the Alabamas. Like, they don't really have to be that good to get the same attention. Either way, Juwan Howard, he swings, he slaps. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it a slap, man. You just could tell he was just trying to.
It's more like a reach, he kind of like a reach to do the slap.
And there's like 5 people in between them, like holding them back. So it's not like they were just like face to face and he tried to slap them. No. And then obviously after that happens, then the players get involved. A couple punches thrown. No one that nothing extreme. No one was hurt or anything like that. But repercussions. And the Big Ten, especially NCAA, they usually are pretty swift and quick with any type of fines or handout.
Hefty repercussions as well.
So Juwan Howard, obviously, I mean, most people thought he would get fired. I kind of thought he would too, but since he's new, I guess you kind of have to.
The season's not over with yet, so he still could get fired.
Yeah, he still could get. They could review it again. Like, you know what, we're gonna fire you, but. So they suspended him rest of the season. Doesn't matter how. If Michigan could play extremely well these next few games.
They gave him 5 game suspension. So even if they made, that's regular season.
Yeah. So I think even if they made the tournament, which I mean, with that happening, they're probably not.
That's not.
They're the
not to laugh at you guys because I know you guys are playing your hearts out. But I'm saying.
If they had to choose between,
allow that to happen.
If it was 2 teams left to get in, they had to choose between Michigan and another team, is going to go to the other team regardless. But if somehow they make the tournament, obviously Juwan Howard wouldn't be allowed to coach, or I don't even think you can even be in the arena if you're suspended. And obviously the assistant coach will take over coaching for now. Not only did he get suspended for the rest of the season, the coach from Wisconsin got fined as well. He was suspended, I think, one game, and he was fined $10,000.
No, he did not get suspended one game. Juan Howard was the only one to receive an actual suspension.
Really? Oh yeah, no, excuse me.
Or the only coach, to receive an actual suspension.
Couple players, I'm sorry, I get that mixed up, but a couple Michigan players suspended one game, and I think one of the Wisconsin players as well. Coach got fined from Wisconsin $10,000, and Juan Howard got fined $40,000. $40,000. So when we hear fines in professional sports, it's usually around that number, 40, 50, maybe even 100, depends on what it is. But that's compared to, usually it's a known name, or like the Big Four, the NFL, the NBA, NHL, and MLB, where they make millions upon millions of dollars during their contract. But obviously in college, players don't get paid besides what's going on now. And the coaches
don't get paid that kind of money.
Yeah, unless you're a Nick Saban or, unless you're one of those really
Dabo Swinney.
Yeah. Unless you're multiple national championship winning coaches, you're really not going to get those giant multi-million-dollar contracts. Now, I don't know what Juan Howard's contract is, but I can imagine $40,000 fine is a huge dent. Now, keep in mind, he doesn't pay that.
Let's keep it real now. Juan Howard played for many years.
Yeah,
for several years in the NBA. So it's not like he's hurting for it. Well, I don't know his financial situation, but I don't believe he's hurting for it. But it's still, if you would just take a normal coach's paycheck and find him that kind of cash.
Yep.
Ooh, that is hurt.
Now, keep in mind though, that's not. So when a player gets fined like this, what I believe is that's not like or when any athlete usually gets fined, it's not like they go to their bank account and they transfer $40,000 and pay the fine. No, it's usually taken out of their contract per month or forever, whatever, how long their contract is. So you can get fined essentially. To give you an example, if you were in NFL and you say you got some off-field trouble and you got fined $100,000, but say you make, $5 million per season, all they're going to do is, because you get a game check every week, so all they're going to do is take a little bit out of that each check until that fine is paid off. That's how it works. So when we see numbers like this, it's not like, oh my God, Juan Howard, he's has to come up with $40,000 like by next week, or whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. And honestly, I think that is a fair fine, given the fact that 99% of any coach that would do that, especially on the collegiate level, would immediately get fired. Immediately.
Exactly.
On national TV on a Sunday on CBS, you slap the taste out of another coach.
You are the game to watch that day. Literally, there was no other real games running that day.
Like you could slap a few players and maybe get
look at Popovich. He used to throw chairs.
Yeah,
during live games.
That's when it was like acceptable. Like 20 years ago, you could probably beat up a couple players, and whatever. I taught them a lesson. Now, you sneeze on one of them players, and it's a wrap. They zero tolerance. So, I think Juan
pretty
Howard,
much. I mean, look what happened to one of the coaches. I've got, was it Nebraska? I think it was Nebraska. Let me look it up to be certain. But Nebraska, I believe it was Nebraska's assistant coach and their top 3-point shooter were both. He was suspended with pay, and she was kicked off the team.
Let me ask you this. What if, say, if you're Juan Howard, say if your contract is, I don't know, 2 years, $2 million, right? And say this happens, but say the fine is, say they give you an option. They say either we fine you $100,000, no, we'll say $250,000, or we fire you. But you choose. What do you take? You only make $2 million. Your contract is only worth $2 million for 2 years, but this fine is $250,000. Either they take it out of your check or you pay it, whatever, or they can fire you.
Take out my check.
Take out your check.
Sorry.
You staying a coach? You don't believe no other team will pick you up?
No, it's not only one team to pick me up. It's I've got to reshape the mentality of my players. My players now see me as the hot-headed, uncontrolled coach.
Yeah, but like
And you don't want to
a competitive
leave that
sport.
lasting impression. Oh no, it's competitive. Believe me, I play football. You play football. We know competitiveness. That's not the issue. I mean, we know that fights happen at that stage because we're competitive. That's not the issue. The issue is these, and you said it before we started the show, is these players looked up to him.
Yeah.
All, not just his players, but all the players in college basketball, when they come to play you, they're not just looking at their coach. They're looking at you, at their coach and the opposing team's coach.
Yeah.
Because some of these players are looking to go to a different team.
Right.
You know?
And also, I mean, it could hurt your draft stock, you know, say if you're borderline, maybe you'll go to the NBA, maybe you're not good enough, who knows? And the scout comes like, well, you know, we like you, but you know, we figure you might pick up some bad habits from the coaching staff. You know, we don't want that type of issues on the professional level. We don't have time for that. And you know, I think
that's why I think
lucky,
me personally, I would have to stick it out at least another year and change that mentality. They change that perception of myself across the league, because I mean, now, and in my thought, whenever I hear Juwan Howard's name, I think NBA killed it. Whenever he was called up. Yeah. And now when you hear Juwan Howard's name, it's, the coach who slapped the other coach from Michigan. Okay.
Do you think like the alumni and the boosters are like, see, I knew we shouldn't have hired a black coach. They got to be thinking that. They're like, bro, this guy, it's not even the end of year 2. He already slapping people in the conference on another team. You know, these people donate money, you slapping their kids. Like, what's going on? Yeah, like it's funny though. If this was like Notre Dame,
you know, that question, that's what, you know, that runs through some of their heads. I'm not saying everyone or even the majority, but you know, this from growing up, you know, they runs in their heads like, damn,
if this was
the other dude.
If this was Notre Dame in same scenario and he was the coach, as soon as he slapped the dude, he would have felt somebody tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, Juwan, this is your severance pay. You've just been let go. Praise God, God bless, but we can't have you represent. You know,
we have to part ways here.
You know,
we can't even let you leave the court wearing the green. Sorry,
exactly.
We're gonna leave you here.
So, the only reason he's still coaching, man, because 1, it's Juwan Howard and everybody knows him. 2, he used to be a player at the school, and 3, he did well last year as the first coach with that team. And those are his players that I assume he probably recruited. So you have to think, if you fire this coach, you pretty much tank the next couple seasons.
Your season. Yeah, that's
exactly.
It.
And the only losers are the players. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the real losers, because now, you know, they got assistant coach, but like if they brought in a new coaching staff, you know, it's a whole different game plan, a whole different scheme, a whole different, you know, everything.
Yeah, like I said, it changes everything. And just, I don't know what's going on with college basketball right now, because as I was saying earlier, the player,
they kind of needed though. I feel like
they needed some kind of shakeup, because like I said, it was Nebraska. So Nebraska's women's basketball coach is on suspension of the assistant, and the player actually, the assistant head coach Chuck Love was suspended with pay Saturday night, and and the team also removed starting guard Ashley Scoggin from the roster the same day.
Wow.
They will not confirm why or if those decisions are connected, but they're both done on the same day, and both happened from the Penn State game. So there's something going on. College basketball, I think, you're coming to a reckoning like college football did, and things are being shaken up.
And this is, I'll leave it at this, my last point, but it's definitely getting more scrutinized, and I think a big cause of that is the you know, all the headlines, especially with, you know, the gymnasts getting molested, you know, the Sandusky's, all these issues.
Yeah.
The NCAA is like, yo, we need a clean slate, and we need to like be, you know, we need to actually
we need heavy-handed with this, you know.
Exactly.
And I'm surprised they didn't force the firing, but like you said, it's Juwan Howard.
Right.
And
don't be surprised. I think
this might be, you know, normally you get 3 strikes. This might be a 1 strike type of deal where you get 1, you don't get another.
Yep. And all the other coaches are like, damn, Juwan Howard just took the only freebie I got for slapping the player and not getting fired. Thanks a lot. Ruined it for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
It's like the guy who, brought the bomb water on the plane and is just like, yo, now we can't bring water or lotion or anything over 12
Yeah.
ounces. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Hey everyone, this is Sean the King of Tories.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike.
We just want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us.
Please subscribe, like, share. But if you don't like, obviously don't do any of that stuff because we don't want no fakes out there. Just kidding.